is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories: Truman Capote, world travel, noms de plume, foreign words and phrases, ships, and celebs. Player 1, you start us off. Capote was born Truman Streckfus Persons, September 30th, 1924, in this southern U.S. city. It's Player 1. Right. Please pick again. She's the lead character in Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's Player 1. That's correct. We return to you. Answer: the Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. What'll it be? Here is your Daily Double clue. He won an Oscar for playing Truman in Capote. That puts you even further ahead. Player 1. Capote invites the world's greatest detectives to his house for a contest in this 1976 film spoof. Let's hear it, Player 1. Good. Select again. Capote gained fame with this otherworldly 1948 novel about a teenager in a crumbling southern mansion. Okay, Player 1. Yes. Player 1. Pick again. In July, you can sun yourself on this island and attend its Reggae Sunfest. Let's hear it, Player 2. Hey, you're right. All right, dating back to the 6th century, Église Saint-Germain-des-Prés may be the oldest one of these buildings in Paris. Okay, Player 1. You got it. A lot of clues. All right, here with the clue is Kelly.
You might think twice about traveling to Réunion Island in this ocean. It's home to Piton de la Fournaise, one of the world's most active volcanoes.
Player 1. You are correct. You again, Player 1. Yapese and Olithian are spoken there too, but shoppers should know this official language of commerce in Micronesia. Okay, Player 2. Right. Okay, let's get back. Don't miss Russia's Winter Palace if you go for this opulent style that preceded Rococo. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1, you start. In French, this graceful swimmer is un cygne. Player 3. Correct. Where do we begin? This peaceful bird is une colombe. Yes, Player 1. Right. Player 1, ask your mother. This silly bird is une oie. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Player 1, back to you. This nocturnal bird of prey is un hibou. Let's hear it, Player 3. Right. Player 3, this small game bird is une caille. Let's hear it, Player 2. Yeah! Good. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 2, you make the next selection as we continue. Before a trip, it's proper to wish someone bon this, whether they're traveling by ship or not. Player 1? That is correct. Player 1, you start. In many places of business, no zapatos, no service. Zapatos being Spanish for these. Okay, Player 2.
Yeah!
That's it. Player 2, Italian for to the tooth. It's how to order your pasta if you want it a little firm. Player 2. Right you are. You again, Player 2. Seize the day, I tell you, but do it with this Latin phrase. Yes, Player 1? Good. Player 1? Here's Jimmy, he'll show you.
Locomotives with a 282 wheel configuration are called this type, an old name for the Emperor of Japan.
Okay, Player 3? That's it. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. The submarine USS Nautilus was the first ocean-going vessel to use this form of power. Player 2. Right. Where do we begin, Player 2? In 1838, the Sirius became the first steamship to cross this ocean using steam power alone. Okay, Player 3. That's correct. Where do we begin? On a sailing ship, these can be buntlines, downhauls, or sheets. Yes, Player 3? That's right. Way to go. Player 3. Apollo 15's command module was named in honor of this ship commanded by Captain James Cook. Yes, Player 2. Right. Player 2. Before its name was changed, this ship of Sir Francis Drake was known as the Pelican. It's Player 1. That is correct. Player 1, where do we start? This Spider-Man and Cider House Rules star is pals with Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, Player 2. That's correct. Player 2. In 2010, this talk show hostess replaced Paula Abdul as a judge on American Idol. Player 3. Hey, you're right. Player 3. Despite an interruption from Kanye, she won for Best Female Video at the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Player 3. That is correct. Player 3. This star of The Princess Diaries and The Devil Wears Prada has the same name as Shakespeare's wife. Player 2. That's correct. Let's have a look at the $1,000 clue. She must have been in seventh heaven when her autobiography and I Am Me CDs both reached number 1. Player 2. That is correct. The selection will be yours, Player 3, when we return from this break. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. World capitals. Synonyms. Presidential families. Theater around the world. Country music stars on film. And insects. Player 3, you're in last place. Let's see if you can close that gap. Budapest is the capital of Hungary. This is the capital of Romania. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yeah, good. Where do we begin, Player 1? The capital of India is not pronounced Calcutta or Calicut, but this way. Player 1? Yep. Player 1, choose again. Answer, the first of the daily doubles. You are in the lead right now. How much are you going to wager? Here is your daily double clue. This world capital is on the island of Java. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. We return to you, Player 1. Laid out in 1874, the botanical gardens in this capital have an observatory with a statue of Tycho Brahe. It's Player 1. Correct. Player 1. This city on the Malay Peninsula is the capital of Malaysia. Player 2. That is correct. Player 2, you start us off. As a noun, it's a synonym for flower. As a verb, it's to blossom or come into one's own. It's Player 3. Correct. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we... Synonyms for crowd include throng, flock, and this word that can also mean an infatuation. Yes, Player 2. Yes. Player 2. In court, you won't hear a lawyer say remonstrance, but this synonym. Player 2. That's right. Way to go. Player 2. Back in the 19th century, ladies didn't faint, but did this 5-letter synonym. Let's hear it, Player 3. Yes. Player 3. This synonym for to seclude is also a word for part of a monastery or convent. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. All right, let's get back into this. Player 1 has control of the board. His daughter Margaret was born in Independence, Missouri. It's Player 2. Yes. Player 2. This 26th president's youngest son, Quentin, was killed in air combat during World War I. Yes, Player 1? That's correct. Player 1, you're in command. He married his second wife, Edith Bowling Galt, during his first term. Okay, Player 1? Good for you. Player 1? Answer? The second daily double. You are in the lead right now. How much? Answer. This 8th president's wife, Hannah, died of tuberculosis in 1819. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. You get to pick again. His son married Mary Catherine Helen in the White House on February 25, 1828. Okay, Player 3. Yes. Player 3, where do we start? The musical Les Mis didn't debut on Broadway, but in this city. Its setting. It's Player 1. You are correct. All right, let's get... He directed a landmark Chinese production of his play Death of a Salesman at the People's Art Theater in Beijing. It's Player 2. Correct. Player 2. A Dutch TV reality show picked the muscular swinger for the European run of this Disney musical. Let's hear it, Player 2. Good. Player 2. There's a method behind his founding of the Moscow Art Theater with Nemirovich Danchenko. Let's hear it, Player 2. That's right. Way to go. Player 2. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
Performers in this traditional Japanese art of singing and dancing wear elaborate stylized makeup.
Player 3. Good for you. Where do we begin, Player 3? In Rhinestone, she turned Sly Stallone into a country singer. It's Player 1. Right. Player 1, how do you like him now that he made his film debut as fading country star Bo Price in Broken Bridges? Yes, Player 3? Good for you. Player 3? He was the mean and abusive Doyle Hargraves in Sling Blade. Yes, Player 3? That's correct. Player 3? Hats off to this singer who played the dad and horse rancher in 2006's Flicka. It's Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1, in a 1969 film, he showed some true grit as John Wayne's young sidekick. It's Player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1, back to you. The finest singers among species of this insect are the tree type, not the house or field type. Yes, Player 3? Good for you. Player 3? It reached Texas from Mexico around 1890 and spread into most cotton-growing areas of the United States. Let's hear it, player 2. That is correct. Okay, let's get back in. Like 1990, 2007 was a year when these noisy insects famously swarmed the Midwest. Okay, player 2. Yes. Player 2. Stoneflies belong to the order Plecoptera, which means pleated this. It's player 3. Yes. And the $2,000 clue? 2 common shorthorn species of this in North America are the lubber and eastern lubber. Okay, player 2. Right. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. We're back. The category for Final Jeopardy today is sports business. So, what's your wager? Now it's time for the Final Jeopardy clue, and here it is. In 1993, this man said, "What Phil and Nike have done is turn me into a dream." Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score? What did you put as your response? And that correct response will add... Let's see your response. And this correct response will add how much to your score? Congratulations, player 1. You are our new champion. We'll see you all next time.